prayers. We need prayers, okay? I'm heading down there right now. Click the link. You should be able to see a link in the screen or in my comments, okay? Click that and sign up. That's my free newsletter. That's where I'm going to be putting everything first to make sure you don't miss anything. And do not go down there. I'm a journalist. I'm headed down there. Do not interrupt what police or fire are doing. Stay away from the scene. Make sure you get my newsletter. Click down there, everybody. Prayers.
So let me start that over. I want to hear what this guy said.
Hey, everybody, it's Dave Bondy. I'm headed down to Grand Blanc right now where there's a horrible situation unfolding. We need to pray. All of you need to pray. We're hearing there's an active shooter situation. The person allegedly, well, not allegedly, from what I'm hearing, set a church on fire. There are several victims. If you want to stay updated and get the very latest on this, here's what you need to do. Sign up to my newsletter. Because I can't be on Facebook all day because I'm going to be down there. But my team is going to be updating my Substack newsletter. So click the link right down there. There should be a link on your screen or a link in the comments. You need to click that link and sign up to get my free newsletter because Facebook doesn't show you everything. And there might be some stuff that I cannot say here on Facebook because it might be too disturbing. And I'm going to be very careful what I say. This is the information we have right now. We should not be releasing information that is not confirmed. But the confirmed information is right now that there was an active shooter and that there was a fire at a church on McCandlish Road. McCandlish Road in Grand Blanc. Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day Saints.
Is the church. I'm getting in my car. I'm going to head down there right now. I want all of you to share this video out. First and foremost, prayers. We need prayers, okay? I'm heading down there right now. Click the link. You should be able to see a link in the
building.
Okay, let's listen to this.
Go for station 1.
Just checking to see if you're still using your fire ground number 3.
You can go ahead and show us off there. You guys can have fire ground.
Fountain City Chief 3 for Fountain City Lieutenant 3. We're trying to stop as much fire as we can towards that Charlie side with the aerial. I don't know if we're reaching it or not.
Okay, copy 11 please.
Radio from Route Chief 1.
Okay, see if you can reach it. We do have people inside, but not underneath the main section. Right in front of your bucket. Go ahead and hit that if you can.
Chief 1, go ahead.
Captain Miriam from Operations from Grand Blanc Township. Can you get us the Salvation Army canteen if you haven't already? Don't catch me.
Copy.
I got you a big crew. We got some Grand Blanc guys, and I think a Fenton Township guy to go to work with you. Keep that group together, please.
Command News Rescue 16 is on location requesting assignment.
Captain, copy.
Command from interior. Command from interior.
Go ahead, Alex. This is operations.
Operations, this is interior. I need more personnel.
They're at the northeast corner. Flint Township and Grand Blanc Township got a crew together. They're putting line together right now. They're coming in.
Let's see if we can get a live feed from out there.
4-inch storage for hydrant.
All right, if they're coming in, have them follow the red line. We're making progress. Follow the red line. Also active searching.
Far west hydrant. You guys got ready to give us water? Northeast interior from tower. You've got heavy fire in the roof above you.
Heavy fire.
Far west hydrant.
We need to charge that line.
That is a negative. I need a 4-inch adapter, 4-inch storage first.
Say that again?
I need a 4-inch adapter to a 4-inch storage to attach to this hydrant.
Genesee Central.
Pretty crazy. So there was some type of shooting, and they burned the church as well.
Open Chief 2, Captain 2.
Show Atlas engine 12 en route to 4.
Trying to pull up information, guys, so just give me 1 second. Hey, Jojo, what's up? This is some video from what the scene looked like.
How quick you guys are in that hydrant, we need water. Staging from Bravo side, I can see 4 guys ready to go interior. Crews that are going into the Alpha Bravo side, go ahead and pull out. No, this room coming in on the east side.
That's really bad.
I'll tell you what, I'll take you.
Back them out. Back them out, I see.
Multiple reports coming in of an active shooter. Michigan.
Battalion 1, back your crew out.
Hydrant. Sergeant.
Springfield Engine 2 from Water Supply. Let me know when you're ready for charges.
Church.
Wow, the end of times in my Mel voice.
Seriously,
Thanks
I
for
know.
all you do, Mel.
It's crazy.
You can show me in route to Grand Blanc for the Rescue 25. Has Linden Fire been found for anything?
Negative.
Can you have them backfill our station, please?
Copy.
On a Sunday. Was this a targeted attack?
Command from Water Supply. Are you okay if we ask Center to give us a different fire ground for water supply operations?
Yes. Go ahead and do it from operations.
Grand Blanc Township, Chief 1. On 1.
Go ahead. You can have fire ground 3 for water.
Place was set on fire, they're saying.
We're going to start releasing some of these private EMS units.
Copy.
Copy. Fire ground 3 for water. Break. Fire. Water officer to all engine crews. Switch your traffic to fire ground 3 for water supply.
Command from North Oakland, Chief 2.
Go for command.
Multiple victims confirmed.
Atlas
Percent
Engine
shooter is
14
dead.
to Water Supply.
Church is on
I
fire.
run the northeast wing. We've been knocking the fire down the ceiling. We got pulled out. We were making progress. I got another crew to go back in. My roof's still in contact.
Sheriff Central, Grand Blanc Township, Engine 22. Right. Negative. Roof in the northwest wing is collapsing right now.
Engine 22, go ahead.
Responding McAllis Road.
Church of Latter-day Saints.
Atlas Engine 14 to Water Supply.
Go ahead. If you think you can make it in there, go ahead and start pulling the ceiling, see if you can stop any of that.
Copy at 1134.
Alright, I don't know who said the negative, but we're going to pull the ceiling and start knocking it.
Grand Blanc City Chief 1, I'm looking at the northwest wing. We just lost about 4 feet.
IC from Center 6 marker.
Center, fire ground 2 from operations.
Go on.
Atlas Engine 14 to Water Supply on fire ground 3.
IC's busy. I need you to find me people. If you have to tap into Oakland County and Lapeer, get me manpower. My guys are coming out fired. I don't have any more to spare.
Copy.
Roman Engine 2 approaching, requesting assignment. Atlas Engine 14 to Water Supply on fire ground 3. Command, we got Grand Blanc Chief 1 watching. We're going back interior.
Engine 14, Water Supply, go ahead. That's right, pull that line. I'm all set to send water to the scene. I'm down here at McCandless and Sherwood off of a hydrant. I just need the okay to send it.
Atlas, charge it up. Atlas fire, charge that supply line.
Command to center, fire ground 2.
Wow. 6 to 8 victims in the shooting and fire at the church.
Grand Blanc Command to Genesee Central, fire ground 2.
Go ahead.
Brandon, Lieutenant 2 from Brandon, Lieutenant 3.
Yeah, that are on the next crews that are coming in. If you could find some departments that have air on their trucks, we'll need some bottles filled out here also.
Copy. You have 2 more en route. That hasn't made it yet.
Command Davidson, Chief 1, be advised, we have air on our rescue on the west end of the incident. Okay, clear. Thank you.
Grand Blanc City has air here too.
Operation.
This is wild. So active shooter. Well, the suspect's dead now. It was an active shooter situation. Apparently, there's a huge church fire at the same place and multiple victims.
Yeah,
What the hell is going on?
How much more do you need?
Grand Blanc Area 25, interior.
Grand Blanc City, Chief 1, we're making progress. Can we get more personnel in here?
Area 25, you have 1.
Command from Burton, Chief 1. Genesee Central, show Atlas 12 on location in Grand Blanc. Go ahead.
Copy at 11:37.
Can I recommend, let's shut down Burton's aerial, supply Grand Blanc City's aerial that's in the back here. Get a couple crews back here, pull some hand lines, and start making an attack through these windows. I think we can preserve this north end. Sounds like a good plan. I'm going to just make you sector chief back there. We do have a crew that's already in on the north end by engine 3. Okay, staging. I need 2 crews on the north side around at Grand Blanc City's truck 1. Copy?
Staging copy. I'm sending you 5 personnel. Whoever was on the radio, North Oakland Chief 2 has interior crew.
Burton Ladder 1, shut your aerial device down and send your water to Grand Blanc City's ladder.
Hey, Kurt, is that truck positioned properly, or can it get closer?
I leave it there in case we lose this. I don't want to burn your truck up.
Interior crew in the right line. Quick township, right there.
Burton Ladder 1, let me know when you're charging Grand Blanc's line. It's already hooked to your large diameter discharge.
Operation, Grand Township, Captain Miriam.
Go ahead, Captain Miriam. Operation.
Police sources said that 6 to 8 people were struck.
On the
Wow.
open circuit corner. Where we went at. Operation.
That's insane, dude. Mass shooting.
Go ahead.
Someone said 7 people killed. Is that true? Oh man, I don't know if that's true.
B-side is staging.
Oh. So me and my daughter V are currently at the movie theaters
Fire Chief from North Oakland Chief 2.
in Grand Blanc. They got us on lockdown. Oh.
North Oakland Chief 1, can I get some attic ladder to this door, please? Attic ladder to the door. I got you. The crew on Grand Blanc platform. Go down to the ground to your right.
Far west hydrant.
Davidson Chief 1, Davidson Lieutenant 1, we're going to be on the Charlie side.
Far west hydrant, far ground 3, you can shut that hydrant down. We tapped another one so we can get these vehicles out of there.
I see from operations. Can you meet me on the A side, face to face with Flint Township passengers? Clear, I'm on my way.
Flint Township Lieutenant 2 from Flint Township Engine 14 on far ground 3.
Operation, Flint Township Air 18. Check that Air 16. I see Flint Township Air 16. Go ahead, Flint Township. Okay, we're inbound 5 minutes out. You got a spot for air truck, or you just want us to line? Try to get as far as you can. Which way you coming from, Holly Road?
I think we're getting off on Holly Road right now.
Shooter
Yeah,
came
as far
into
as you can get
church,
up here.
sprayed shots, a car drove
Flint
through it.
Township Lieutenant 1
It's on
Engine
fire now.
14.
Wow.
North Oakland, Chief 1, Chief 2. Command from interior.
Flint Township Lieutenant 1 Engine 14.
Call North Oakland, Chief 1, go right ahead. Chief 1, I got a crew of 3. We're making good progress in our wing, preserving evidence. I need air packs on where I was for exchange, please.
Morning, looking for your loved ones, or you
Packs
just want
or
to make sure
bottles?
that people know that you're okay. Meet on
Go
over
for Flint
there
Township
at
Engine 14 on far ground 3.
north of the church.
All right, let me start working on it.
Off-site reunification is at Trillium Theater. It's at the corner of Holly and Mechanic.
Jackson Larson, I'm over here by the pickup truck on the A side.
That you're okay and that you're safe. If you're looking for anyone in particular, again, hopefully
This is live.
meet up
I
with
guess
them
it's live.
at the
Flint Township
members on
Lieutenant
social media.
from
Make
Engine
sure you
14.
reach out to us. Make sure that you reach
Flint
out to your
Township
loved
Engine.
ones to let
Wow, check out the scene, dude.
Flint Township Lieutenant for Engine 14, go ahead.
Continue markers.
there as we are watching the church still on fire. So we don't know, although, okay, we see some victims being
What's out to
taken
squad
out,
16 arrival.
to the ER, emergency crews. are
Clear
definitely on
gathering
scene
empty
as well.
bottles.
Again, we have an estimate
And then-
of maybe 6 to 8 victims associated with this. We do know that the shooter is down. We don't know a motive at this point. We do have a crew that is on the way there. You can see a crowd gathering underneath those trees there to the background. Live video showing you the smoke, definitely. Just
Wow, look at that. Look at all the gurneys.
Figure out what happened. You know, this is a shooting at a church. There will be a press conference within an hour, 12:45. This is confirmed by the Grand Blanc Police Department. So what we do know is that this is occurring at the Latter-day Saints on McCandlish Road. This is up in Grand Blanc. You'll notice that there are crews on the scene, obviously police, fire. You can see people out here on stretchers being moved out. Also, folks, I'm sure, looking for their loved ones. And, I can't stress enough, the reunification site is just on the pavilion to the north. And if you're off-site and you can't get close enough, because typically the streets are definitely going to be blocked off as we're trying to allow the fire crews and emergency people to get in there and work. Obviously, the church is still on fire as we look at that smoke billowing up in the sky. So you want to let people know that you're okay. Let us know if you have any additional information. You can always contact us through social media. But it's more important, I can't stress that, just let somebody know that you're okay. Do you know who was inside? Are you looking for that person? Make sure that you then, try to either contact them through social media or meet up with them at either that pavilion or the Trillium Theater. Just to repeat, we are looking at live video of breaking news. This news is occurring up in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Now, this information that we have received is per the Grand Blanc Police Department, where there has been an active shooter at the Church of Latter-day Saints. This is on McCandlish Road. If you know anyone that maybe attended services this morning, the church would still be pretty much in session. Church would still be going on. We don't know why or how someone got into the church and decided to open fire, if it even occurred that way. We just know that there are multiple victims. The shooter himself, there you go, the shooter himself is supposedly down. I don't know if that means that he is deceased or if the police have him in custody.
That's what that means.
We are working on getting additional information at this time. We do have a crew on the way there. The Grand Blanc Police Department has told us that there is no threat to the public at this time, so we can either think that they have the shooter in custody or the shooter himself is deceased. There we are looking at live video. Folks getting their tripods up, and it's live, folks. So we are showing this to you. I am seeing it as you are seeing it. So obviously there are a lot of crews that are on the scene with an active shooter. You want to make sure everyone's safe, but we're told that the public is safe at this time. The church is still on fire. Initially, we were told that the roof of the church. I don't know if this is related to the shooting itself.
Wait 1 second. Okay, good.
But clearly there are fire crews on the scene. They're trying to get that out. You see the EMS vehicle still there. The police are still there. There's a crowd over there underneath the trees that we can see. They've been moving pretty quickly, taking people out on stretchers. So in addition to the victims, there's a possibility
This thing is still on fire,
people that
supposedly.
were also hurt. I don't know if they were hurt within the fire or if they were hurt inadvertently through the shooting. We don't have a motive at this time. We're working this scene. Working to get crews out there to get you some more information. We can still see, again, looks like the fire, the smoke not billowing as much as it was before. I'm sure they're working to get it under control. Yeah, I can see in the background.
I think 6 to 8 victims.
Yes, you can see the water, the hydrants on in the background, battling this flame. Again, this is at the Church of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc on McCandlish Road. Reports of multiple victims. The shooter is down, so there you go. We are looking for more information that the Grand Blanc Police Department says that they will have. They're going to have they're going to let us know what's going on at 12:45. So we're looking forward to hearing more information on that. Perhaps they'll have an idea of what's going on, what the motive is. How many people are down? Do we know what caused this? So why is the church on fire? So many questions we're hoping to get answered for you. If you have additional information, make sure you reach out to us through social media, or you can call us directly to our news desk. Again, as we're watching,
It was definitely targeted, obviously, right?
So your scene is just as honest. Obviously, we've been asked to stay back, or whoever's shooting us, just to not get in the way of patrol officers, EMS, the fire department on the scene. We are going to stay with this just to get an idea of what's going on. There you can see they're still battling the blaze there. Firemen walking throughout the scene, people cordoning off to the side, folks being led away on stretchers. don't know how many people are injured. We have to think that there have been some injuries. We do know that there have been some victims, but we are seeing people actually being pulled out on the stretchers as well. Okay, that is our feed, our breaking news feed. We will come back and should we take a break here?
No, stay here.
Okay, we're gonna stay with this. Again, live video for you. So this is how live TV goes, folks. We give you the information as we can pull it out to you. I can repeat to you what we do know. It is breaking news, shooting in Grand Blanc. We do know that there are some victims associated with this. Obviously, there must be some injuries as we're seeing them.
Mormon church.
Taken on out on stretchers. EMS crew is on the scene, so is fire, police. The shooter has been put down. We understand that there is no threat to the public at this time. We are watching the flames billowing up from the church itself. This is the Church of Latter-day Saints on McCandlish Road in Grand Blanc, where we have been told that there are multiple victims. I want to tell you again the reunification.
Check out this drone footage of the church. Holy crap.
Let's see.
Look at this.
For people that are on site, because it might be kind of difficult to
smoldering.
Get to.
Look at that
video for you. The reunification site is the pavilion to the north. An off-site reunification
Isn't that crazy?
will be at Trillium Theater at Holly and McCandlish. In case there are people that are looking for you or you're looking for people, those are the two sites that you need to really kind of touch base with, let people know that you're okay, or if you're searching for your loved ones, because church would still be in. For many folks, church starts at 10 or 11. This is a tragedy that this would occur at any time. But normally church is still in session at this point. But Grand Blanc Police Department says that there was an active shooter at the church. We don't have any specific.
What happened?
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
You're muted. So yeah, that's crazy, man. The church is up in smoke and flames. They're saying reportedly 6 to 8 victims. Chaos this morning. Insane. It really is the end of times. Like, people have really just lost it. And they're on a little commercial break. Holy crap. You know, and we just had those shootings from last night. The Southport shooting and also the casino shooting. Now a church shooting, like mass shootings. There were mass shootings.
Go up a little.
Wow.
Brian, can you talk to your bucket guys and tell them to send out? Oh, you got it? Okay.
That's insane, dude. A lot of mental health problems. Insane. We're waiting for them to come back from a break.
Engine 3, increase your pressure on the blue line. The blue line.
Sound like they're still fighting the fire. There it is. Low volume.
Road. We've been reporting that there are multiple victims and the shooter is down. Per Grand Blanc Police Department, they say that there is no threat to the public at this time. The church is actively
make sure you guys
on
subscribe.
fire.
Help me out with subscribe. We're
We're
trying to
looking
get to
at video
300,000.
right now where we see that folks have been moving about with the EMS on site. We've seen some folks been taken away on stretchers. We do have reports of multiple victims. The shooter, possibly one. We don't have a specific motive. We do know that the church is on fire. And just to let you know, if you are on site, there is a reunification place that you should go. The pavilion to the north or the off-site reunification will be at Trillium Theater at Holly and McCandlish. Joining me right now is Charlie Langton. Charlie, I know you just came in from downtown with the Lions. Do you have some additional information that we need to know about?
Well, I'll tell you what, you've been reporting it pretty much. That was the information that was given to us by the authorities in Grand Blanc. So the issue now is whether or not what is the deal with the actor. It looks like he is down. That's according to police. Doesn't know exactly what that means, but when they say there's no threat to the public, that generally means that there is no threat to the public, that they've got the shooter either in custody or
Mormon church headquartered in Utah scene of Charlie Kirk assassination.
Fire. So we don't know the confrontation. Police are actually tight-lipped a little bit. What they're doing now, though, is that they have to gather evidence, and we don't know the extent of the victim. So generally speaking, in any of these kind of active shooter situations, one of the first things that we always look for is the authorities have got to go in and kind of reconstruct exactly what happened. The fact of the matter here, which makes this very different, is that the building where the shooting allegedly happened is on fire. And so to gather evidence when the building is on fire,
we got 10,000 people.
Very difficult.
Nice.
It presents the authorities with a difficult situation. I also see in the background there's a ladder truck, which tells me that, obviously, when they put a ladder truck, that means the fire has already gone through another level. I don't know the extent of this church, how big it is, but they've got to get that fire out. So the fact that there's no threat to the public because of the shooting, it doesn't necessarily mean there's no
Grandpa Barney, how you doing? Thank you for the 50, man. Oh, you're I am LDS and out president. President Nelson passed 10 o'clock last night, and now this. Wow.
Likely set up right now. Pretty standard procedure.
This is coming from On the Dam. My prayers are with the brothers and sisters there.
We also understand there may be
that's crazy.
Conference coming up by the authorities.
Press conference coming up too.
Grand Blanc to give us a little more detail. But this is what they have to do. They've got to reconstruct what's happening, and that's what we're waiting for right now.
We do have reports that there are crews that are on the scene as well, or on their way to Grand Blanc.
We've got a number of crews from Fox 2 that they should be arriving any moment. We're getting, obviously, those are pictures. You can see that's a
Gabriel, thank you. Sup Live in Davison. They close off I-75 both ways.
So Michigan State Police on the scene, as you can see, they've got to secure the area, obviously with the victims, with the shooting. We just don't know the extent of the shooter, why he was there, why he chose Sunday, why he chose the church, why he chose the Latter-day Saints. Those are all questions that authorities will want to know.
Violence is increasing. These mass shootings, they're increasing.
We've been through this. I mean, obviously with Oxford, it's been heavily documented as to what happened. We don't know if the shooter acted alone or if there's other people. Now, again, I believe that when the police say there's no threat to the public, that's kind of a don't panic.
That's crazy. The president passed away of the LDS.
Right. So, but that's a good thing for the public. So, however, though, it is always something though for the authorities. They've got to find out if he acted alone or if there's another shooter. And again, we don't know how large the church is. We don't know if it was active. Obviously, it's a Sunday. It's I don't know if it's a targeted shooting. I would think though that there certainly may be. Again, these are all questions that authorities are going to be asking right now.
And we don't know if the two are related. Is the fire related to the shooting? As you said, the fire destroys evidence. Would that be a problem, a concern for the police?
Yeah, it is. That is a big problem. They want to,
trying to preserve evidence.
If not, the evidence is obviously the shooting. I'm assuming there's going to be cameras in there. Those cameras may be gone, so we may not get a picture of what happened. I'm hoping that when the shooter is down, if there's no other people, that he acted alone. But these are all the questions that are going through these authorities. And the first priority is to secure the site. And when this site is on fire, and that's what makes this so different, they've got to get that fire out. and it looks like it's fairly large. I can see there's different fire departments. I'm not familiar enough with Grand Blanc, but in any large fire, even in Oakland County, Macomb, there's always coalitions. They always have, whenever there's a need for extra ladders, extra trucks, extra platoons to come out there and do that. They do that. It looks like obviously this is I don't know what kind of alarm number it is, but it looks like can't really make that out there.
Several crews on the scene.
Yeah, but there's multiple crews on the scene, and they got to get that fire out.
4-alarm fire. We just
4 alarm. Well, that's a big fire. That's a big fire. So 4 alarms. So there's a number of crews there. And that's a problem.
And we just want to reiterate, too, that, again, if you're looking for someone who was in church that morning, or perhaps you want to let someone know that you're okay, the reunification site is the pavilion to the north. If you are off-site, maybe you're watching this through social media, through your phone, through Fox's app, off-site reunification will be at the Trillium Theater at Holly and McCandlish. So let someone know that you're okay. Also, we have a picture of the church itself that we're going to put up here. All right.
Too tight.
Okay, we're going to widen that just a little bit more. But our initial reports were that the roof of the church was on fire.
And when the roof goes... usually fully engulfed. That's the technical word for it, meaning that they have to, they can contain it. Obviously, I don't know if this is in a residential area or not. It looks like there are a number of trees there, but they have to contain the fire. It looks like they do. The fire department knows what they're doing. You know, there could be water issues. There could be a lot of different issues, but that fire's got to get out, and that's going to take a while. But it looks like if the roof there, it could be quite a loss. And as far as, Lori, what you were talking about gathering evidence, that's a very key part of this investigation.
Here's what some people are saying. Let's see what this lady says.
I'm at the scene of a giant fire happening at a church in Grand Blanc, Michigan. I talked to someone who just got here from South America. It's his first week in the U.S. Went to church with his mom. His mom is still in the building, and he got out. From what I'm hearing on the ground, a man drove his vehicle into the church and then started shooting, and even shot a little girl in the back, and she is at the hospital right now. The shooter has been neutralized, but that's all I know at the moment. Everyone within a 30-minute.
So that's the rumor swirling around that somebody drove their car into the church and then started shooting. And this lady said a little girl got shot. And then the place is on fire too now.
Shooting. They'll keep the perimeter there because now they have to put out this fire, and they're going to need other apparatus to come in and assist with this fire. So that's the priority right now. Then they'll go in. There's always a arson team. There's always a number of teams that'll come in, usually after the fire is secure. It's a good day. There's no wind issue. So that is a help to the fire department, generally speaking, but it could take a while. And again, we just saw a picture earlier of the church. I don't know how old it is, but there could be hot spots. There could be a number of times. A ladder, though, indicates, as we already said, though, looks like the roof.
4-alarm fire.
4-alarm fire. So it's a big deal. There's the church. Okay. You can see that's so it looks like it's about a 2-story church, but when the fire gets up into that roof, it's going to be a total loss. If nothing else, the water damage alone will hurt.
And we have no idea how the fire started. Could it have been wiring? Could it have been deliberate? We don't know. But as you mentioned, that typically if the roof is gone, then it's not safe to be indoors for sure. But it also could mean that the church itself would be a total loss.
And another thing too is that the fire department will do an assessment when they get to the scene. We've covered many fires. If it looks like the fire is very severe, and I mean just looking at what we saw before, it looks pretty severe. The fire department will not go in there. They will not do an attack the fire. They'll fight the fire from outside, and that's why the ladders are up there. So it looks like they're not going to go in. Again, they do have to make an assessment as to whether or not there are people in there, and if they believe there are people, they certainly will go in. That's part of the job.
This is typically the time that church would be did. You know, I mean, we've been covering this since about 11:30. Well, actually, it was during my stream. So about 11:15, 11:20 is when we first got information about the active shooter. If this fire has been going on for that long, like you said, 4-alarm fire, that's huge.
Yeah.
But also we're thinking about the potential for victims. We've been told that initially our reports were that there were 6 to 8 victims at this point, and that again, the shooter himself is down. We are working to confirm the amount of victims. And Charlie, we saw people taken out on stretchers, so we have to think that there's been some injuries as well associated with this.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that you can see more live pictures now from the scene. There are a number of fire personnel there. That this must be just toward the fire. I don't know how they'll set up a perimeter. They don't want people. In fact, the note that we got from the Grand Blanc Police Department is that they want to please avoid the area. Please avoid the area. This is McCandish Road, Church of the Latter-day Saints in that area. There is, as Lori mentioned, off-site reunification Trillium Theater at Holly and McCandish. So it tells me there were people there. Those people, hopefully, they got out. But obviously, we don't know if this was a shooting situation that they were taken to the hospital, or because of the fire, or because of both.
Right.
And we don't know yet
we don't know
how
if they're related. If the fire and the shooting is related. Which came first? I mean, we have no information on that. But we are working to get information. I've been told that the chopper is on the way, Charlie. So we'll get definitely a better perspective of how engulfed the church is in flames with the roof on fire.
So why don't we, just to recap, there was an active shooter at the Church of the Latter-day Saints. That's on McCandish Road. That's in Grand Blanc, or just near Grand Blanc. Multiple victims. The police say that the shooter is down, which I'm assuming that the shooter is he's incapacitated at some point. We're not sure if he's...
Or in custody.
Or in custody. I guess that's a little vague there. However, the police go on to say there is no, capital letters, no threat to the public at this time. However, as you can see from the video that we've got there, the church is on fire. It's a 4-alarm fire, a very severe fire. For the people on site, it looks like the authorities got people out of that church, I'm assuming because of it. Good for them. And there is a reunification site that is to the north.
There we see Ingrid. She's on the site.
There's Ingrid Kelly on the scene. She is getting ready now. But there is a reunification site. It's at the Trillium Theater, Holly and McCandless Road. Please say avoid the area. Fox News' Ingrid Kelly is getting ready to, she's on the scene, probably getting as close as she can again.
Yes.
Not sure of the perimeter, but there's got to be a safety factor for the people in the area, and that's what they're assessing right now.
And we're told that the chopper will be there within 30 minutes, so that'll give us some additional information with the video that we see too.
Yeah. Sad situation reporting here for the a number of the police. All right, so it looks like we've got live pictures. We're just getting. The problem is trying to get set here.
Yes.
Now it looks like, as you can see there, the police, they moved their briefing. They're going to give a press conference of sorts. It was to be at noon. They pushed it to 12:45.
12:45 is the press conference.
They've got an immediate problem there. That church is on fire right now, and they've got to take care of that. 4 alarms, which is a severe fire. At least one ladder that we can see, and we also believe that there's damage to the roof of that church, which could indicate that it's a total loss or a fully engulfed fire. From the flames, it looks like it is.
So it looks like we've, as you said, have changed perspective of our location, because now it looks like the video that we're trying to show you live is showing the church and the fire trucks at quite a distance away.
And so the other thing is, it's pretty routine. I don't say it's routine, but it is fairly routine. The police will move back perimeters too. Just because if there's a change in the wind, they need to bring in members. There could be if we get that close. I mean, so oftentimes on these, certainly on shooter situations, we can move back quite a bit. But even on these types of situations, they've got to bring in extra fire department personnel, so the perimeters get moved back. Meaning the police just don't want us or anybody from the public to be that that close to an active scene. It's still a crime scene. Either way we slice this, it's a crime scene, coupled with the fact now that it is there's an active fire, and it's a 4-alarm, meaning a big fire. Ingrid will get herself settled at some point in time, and at some point within about a half an hour or so, we should get more detailed information from the police in this area.
Well, one thing though that you did mention before, and I am checking the stats on it for you. The wind direction, wind speed. It's not a gusty, windy day. Winds out of the northeast about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not expected to ramp up at all. So for the firefighters, that's good news fighting this fire.
See, it's good to have you here because that wind is very important, and we don't know the area that well. We'll get a little insight on it, but yes, the wind can be a major factor, especially on these fires. You can see that we showed a video earlier.
And also, it has something to do with how they pull the perimeter, pull people back. You know, if you're in the direction of the wind, even if it's a light wind, again, we have the embers, we have the smoke inhalation. All those things are factors when fighting a fire.
I am guessing that they want us to be aware. And the other thing, too, is, again, if there's a safety issue, but there's also a logistical issue. These firefighters, you know, they have to change themselves out. I mean, there's a certain, you can't breathe that smoke forever.
Right.
And so they're going to have to bring in other trucks, etc. I don't know the water situation up there, too. We've had fires where sometimes it's difficult to get a water supply, so you have to, they make them. They can do that. The fire department does that. And it looks like up in Grand Blanc, I would think they'd have a co-op. That's a big fire that they've got to deal with. And again, it's still a crime scene as well as a fire, so there's a safety issue. And and it all started apparently with a mass shooting. Don't know how many people were shot, but we should get a briefing from the authorities in about a half hour or so. We will bring that to you live as soon as we get set up and as soon as we figure out exactly.
You know, we're looking, like you said, the smoke is billowing, and I was just curious. And we can see that this is black smoke, and just looking at it, it says that black smoke from a fire indicates combustion. It could be burning of heavy fuels or synthetic materials like.
Pam Bondi made a post and said, "I'm receiving briefings about what appears to be a horrific shooting and fire at the LDS church in Grand Blanc, Michigan. FBI and ATF HQ agents are en route. Such violence at a place of worship is heartbreaking and chilling. Please join me in praying for the victims in this terrible tragedy."
Burning some of those materials.
And the other issue too is that the firefighters, I don't know how much, again, this is Grand Blanc, I don't know how many roads there's an egress or an ingress road. They have to keep that road open in case there is an injury to a firefighter or one of the first responders. They've got to get that fire responder to a hospital as well. Again, this is all precaution, but it is very important to do that. Oftentimes, businesses will have the fire department come in and do a fire assessment in case that there is a fire. I'm not sure. Again, this was a church that we're getting the response. It is a Sunday. Oftentimes, there are people at the church on Sunday. It's certainly not unusual. We don't know if this was a targeted shooting, but at least it was a shooting. The authorities, they do say that the shooter is down. We're not exactly sure what that means, but they coupled that with saying there's no threat to the public.
So what you were looking at is a video. We're about to go back live and show you what we see on the ground there. Switching over. There we go. And that's live video now. So we're seeing this as you are seeing this. Charlie, what's your assessment?
My assessment is that there's an extensive fire. It's likely a fully engulfed building, meaning that the fire department is just going to make sure that the fire does not spread. They're probably not going to go inside because of the extent of the damage. Again, they have to do an assessment to make sure that they believe everybody that got out did in fact get out. We're still waiting to get the details of that. All we know is that there was a mass shooting about an hour or so ago, and we know that the shooter is down and that there's no threat to the general public. Ingrid Kelly is on the scene. Yes. She is at some point. It's not her fault. This is probably because now there's interest, and you gotta be safety is number one for everybody.
Tell me what it's like when you're on the scene, like you're just getting on the scene. Tell me what, because you've done this many, many times.
Well, you know what? There's an adrenaline, first of all, for the reporter there. But the thing is that we want to get into a safe position. We don't really want to move. We want to get into a safe
LDS.
position and a position where we can assess what's going on. At this point in time, we just don't know. And a lot of times when you go up to a scene, you don't really know if the shooter is in custody, or if there's any other shooter, or if there's any other danger. danger to the public. Now, we've been told there's no danger to the public. However, we want to make sure that that's the case. The fact that is different with this is that there's that fire, and you've got to. We can't block the roads. We have to have all of our equipment out of the way so that they can free up that road in case they have to either get personnel in or out of the situation. But there's certainly an assessment we want to make, and then we look for witnesses. Are there any witnesses to tell us what happened? Credible witnesses, and even we have to assess the credibility.
We see a lot of people that are milling about there.
So we don't. So one of the things that we could do is that we would, obviously we talk. I don't know if these people are being directed out. It looks like they are. I don't know.
And they're wearing masks. That's good.
So we don't know if this was a
person on stretcher.
There is a stretcher. I did see that there too. So these are active people that I don't know if they were in the church, but it looks like they're being escorted out to safety.
Man, the violence is increasing.
Center.
It really is the end of times.
And the off-site reunification is at the.
This is just insane. The insanity.
Charlie, when you get on the scene, we know that a press conference is scheduled now for 12:45. Are the police able to speak directly to you? Is there someone in charge that you're looking for to speak with, and will they be able?
Yeah,
to
all the nuts have been triggered.
When you know that they're about to have a press conference, how forthcoming are they with information?
Yeah, that's really good. Generally speaking, the police will want to reassure the public that there's no danger.
Possible
that is a
bomb
very
and
big
truck.
message to get out. They've already done that, and we're reporting that there's no danger to the public at this point in time, and that's very, very important. But generally speaking, the police will give us the information that they have. See, they're setting the. Look at Lori. They're moving that perimeter more.
Yes.
With that yellow tape. We don't cross the yellow tape. We absolutely respect the authorities. They have the authority to block us out, to get us away. But they're trying to set up. They're doing their job. And so, but the authorities generally are.
See that blue 3-inch with the blitz line? Should we hook that in the 25? Just put the blitz nozzle on that to get that guy out of there.
I don't think that's a threat. That's just a security probably for the first responders as well.
They come on a site and they hear there's an active shooter. They are going to
come. The staging officers
with guns. And they're worried. I mean, I don't want to get too terrible. There could be some.
Did he work alone? Like
did he work alone? I mean, could there be an active situation? Now we got a bunch of people that are, out in this area. I'm not familiar with Grand Blanc, but I can't imagine there's a lot of population. But there's a lot of population in this area at one time, and so that can be the danger as well.
Too.
And at that church, it looks like they had a banquet or something else, something outside. The point of this, the police will give us information. They will tell us.
So they're saying supposedly, according to Scanner, possible bomb and truck near the church that is on fire, where multiple people were shot. Possible bomb. They're saying now, possible bomb. Wow. Let's listen to the Scanner for a little bit.
IC from Center 14th Marker. Also be advised, PD's advising they pulled an IED from the truck.
ID from the truck?
Okay. So they're saying it's okay to resume the operations?
I'm trying to confirm that now.
That's crazy. If there's a potential bomb on scene, this person really planned this out. A shooter.
IC from Center.
Go ahead.
PD advised that if you're worried about victims, you can go back in. Otherwise, they want you to stand by.
Okay, we're standing by then.
Copy.
Ooh. Is this the truck?
Driver, come back here to the fence for a second.
They're saying this is the truck, I guess. I don't know. Gunman crashed truck into Mormon church in Michigan before opening fire and setting it ablaze. And look, it's like a truck with the American flag on the back of it. 2 American flags. Looks like a pickup truck.
Man, Lieutenant 4. We got defensive now one place now.
Source reach you too.
Clear, thank you.
Go ahead.
We're clear to Seymour Road.
Copy at 1220.
Wow. An IED has been pulled from a truck near the church. Wow. That's crazy. They're saying IED has been pulled from a truck near the church. Thank you, Katarina. They think the suspect lit the fire before entering the church and started shooting.
Man, Grand Blanc Township Lieutenant 4 is assuming operations.
Aerial 25 from water supply.
Go ahead for 25.
We are going to need to shut your water supply down for about 2 minutes to move some lines around.
I know you got a job to do. We're out of market. Yeah, no worries.
At this point, state police is telling us no. I drink the water supply.
I drink the water supply on fire round 3.
The shooter is down. We do have multiple victims. The entire church is on fire. And we're working with fire and all those things that happen during an active shooter training. This is a dynamic scene. So the time where we are right now,
we're shutting down.
Just know that there's a lot of things that are happening that we are not able to communicate just because of what needs to be done. But the shooter is down. We do have multiple victims. The entire church is on fire, and we're working with fire and all those things that happen during an active shooter training. This is a dynamic scene. So the time where we are right now, there's going to be more updates. Just know that there's a lot of things that are happening that we are not able to communicate.
Multiple victims, shooter down. So this bomb thing is interesting. This person was hoping for a bomb to go off. Children among those wounded. Oh, that's so sad. Children are among the injured from today's shooting at the church. A source familiar with the situation told CNN patients were still being taken from the church to a hospital as of a short time ago. Wow. There was a lady that said there was a girl that was shot. Thank you, Chow Young Cat. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans 10:9.
That's what I'm hearing out here, yes.
Well, waiting for a press conference update. 12:45 Eastern, so we got about 20 minutes, maybe 19 minutes. If they start on time.
Grand Blanc Township Police Department, right? What's that? Grand Blanc Township Police Department. That's who's going to be, well, this is where the venue is, Grand Blanc Township. So as of right now, it's theirs again. It's a church, so ACF might come in, federal agents might come in.
Doesn't say, man. You're gonna have to start having guns at these churches. Some churches have guns. I think you're gonna have to start having guns at these churches.
Yes and no, I don't know.
I mean, this guy bamboozled them though. If he rammed his car into the church like that, rammed the car into the church, started shooting, somehow set a fire, and had a bomb. Wow.
All personnel on scene, report to staging. All personnel on scene, report to staging. All fire personnel to staging.
0, thank you for the 5. Says,
Yeah,
please take the time
25.
to learn proper stop the bleed, CPR, and first aid. That is a good skill to have. Crazy, dude. Give me 1 second. Be right back.
Command to all sector chiefs. Meet with command at engine 3 on the B side. All command chiefs, meet me on engine 3 on B side.
IC from center.
Go ahead.
15th marker.
You can go ahead and cancel markers for now. It's going to be mostly just defensive.
Copy 1229.
15 minutes or so, we should be able to get a report from the police. It looks like they're going to be doing a press conference, which actually is, if this incident started at 11, to have a press conference within an hour and a half or so, it's pretty
Danielle
good.
Baker, thank you so much for the 5.
First responders
Grand Blanc is
are still on
25
scene.
miles
They
from
wanna make sure
Oxford
that
school
there's
shooting.
still
Oh, I didn't know
crime scene
that.
because of the shooting.
Oh.
Hopefully that there are no serious injuries. We just don't know at this particular time, either from a shooting or from the fire.
Well, we saw people being taken out on stretchers, so we don't, like you said, we don't know if it has something to do with the fire
Oxford
itself.
Captain
Were they
2
in the
from
building?
Bravo
Were
side.
they in a church? Were they around it?
Go ahead.
Or are they injured because of the shooting?
Yeah, that's something that we're going to have to figure out as well. We're going to try to go to Ingrid
need a crew of
Kelly,
3
at some point.
with
She's
air.
there, but listen, Ingrid's got to make sure that
Copy,
she is
State
safe
Police
as well,
inside.
because she
Sector
is
3
with
and
one of
welcome
the
me, please.
officers from the
We're
Davidson
refilling bottles. It'll
Township
be about 3 to
Police.
5.
If we can go to Ingrid, if possible, we're going to try to figure that out.
Staging for the
problem,
crew
though, is
or
just
MSP, where do you want 'em?
get a line out there. It is difficult. But generally speaking, I know, Laura, you asked the question before, is that generally police officers are cooperative because they want to make sure that they, despite the fact that this is a shooting at a church, they want to reassure the public that there's no safety issues and no danger to the public at this point in time, which we've been assured that there's no danger to the public. At this point.
Yep, thank you for the 5. Closest hospital is Henry Ford Genesis. My fiance is a nurse there. They're on strike and the hospital can't handle something like this at the moment.
That's what you do.
Lord.
When you pull up, we don't really know the facts. And so you've got to get it, we like to talk to witnesses, but the most reliable sources would be the personnel, the fire department, or the police department, whoever will be able to talk.
It looks like she's getting into place there. She's got her mic. Hopefully she'll be able to give us an update.
Yeah, again, there may be a little bit of a technical issue. This is a police officer, it looks like from the Davison Police Department, as I understand it. Maybe she could just do a phone.
Rendon.
She's
Okay,
probably-
and just talk to me about what police agency are you from?
Davison Township Police, yes. We were advised of an active shooter situation at a church.
Stop talking? Why is he talking?
It was active while it was happening.
Shush!
Active while it was happening. I sent out a text to all our guys, everybody go, everybody on duty, everybody off duty, everybody in and gone, including myself. So got here, the church was on fire, the gunman was down, and it's just been a very busy scene, as you can imagine.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
I appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, mine really quick. Go ahead. I got.
The hell is that?
It's a very active situation. The shooter is down. Right now, we're trying to go through, take care of any casualties and anybody needing medical. So it's a very active situation. But again, right now it's just a investigation, very active investigation.
Ongoing fire.
Yes, it's a big fire.
And you are, I'm sorry?
Davison Township Police Chief Jay Rendon. Okay. Yep. All right. Can I have somebody step on one end of that?
I wonder if that was a 1245 presser or was that just like an impromptu thing? I don't know.
All right, so we have some additional information. Ingrid was interviewing Jay Rinder.
Thank you,
said
sir.
that the shooter is down, as you mentioned, Charlie. There are some casualties. This is an active situation.
I say we just break down
active
to that.
investigation.
Let me see what they want.
As well.
They have audio problems.
And then we just we got
basically.
We gotta go.
Okay,
We gotta get to
okay,
that.
let's go.
Yeah, I don't
Okay, all right then.
He may not know either. So the other issue is which police authority takes the lead. Generally speaking, that is an issue actually. Generally speaking, obviously it's the city that it's in, but not necessarily. I don't know Grand Blanc. We haven't had a lot of stories in Grand Blanc. Sometimes the Michigan State Police will take charge of the situation depending on how big it is, etc. But if it's Grand Blanc or David, I wouldn't think it's Davison, but if it's Grand Blanc, it's Grand Blanc. So. As we know, as we've learned again from Oxford and some other situations, there's always someone on the scene that kind of takes charge. And it's usually the city where the incident takes place. There are exceptions, though, to that.
Well, all of our updates have been from Grand Blanc Police, but you're saying that another police department could come in there just east of Lansing.
So if there's a shooter, then, ATF comes in because you want to get that gun. That's another big deal. If there's a shooter, you always want the gun. The gun gives you so much evidence, generally speaking. It gives you a lot of evidence where the gun was purchased, the ammunition used, the bullets, all of those
Three active
things.
shooter
It's a big
incidents
deal. But
within
usually,
14 hours.
local authorities will secure the weapon.
North Carolina restaurant, a Texas casino, and a Michigan church. That is crazy. Uptick in violence, it seems like to me. Wow.
Well, we're hoping for some additional information. That press conference should be just 10 minutes away, Charlie. So hopefully we'll get some additional.
So maybe chopper
is this
video.
Our chopper.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to get chopper video. Chopper is now looking down on the area. Nice area there. but we want to get a little closer to the church. This is the Church of the Latter-day Saints. It's on a Sunday. We don't know if they had services, although we saw a lot of people looking like they were being escorted from the church. Some had masks on. We did see a stretcher, as you pointed out earlier. So we do know there are casualties.
Several
Not sure of the extent
actually.
of the injuries, but we do know that did happen. It's a beautiful home. That is not the church.
That is not the church.
It's not the church. Not the church.
We would see a lot more smoke if that was the church, but this is live, and the chopper on the way there, so we'll be able to get more of a bird's eye view as to what's going on. As you say, the perimeter keeps getting set back, so this chopper video will be excellent for us to get more of an idea of what's going on.
And we want to make sure that the fire is under control too. That is a priority now. The fire department is going to make sure that the fire is under control. It looks like it's under control, but it's still burning. Is that the live picture as well?
Okay.
This is
Video,
not.
okay.
This is video just
Still on
a
fire.
short moment ago. As you can see, as Lloyd was talking about the black smoke, which could be, it could be an older church. It could be a whole bunch of things in there creating that black smoke, which the fire department knows about. They know how to put out the different kinds of smoke. They know what they're doing. And it does look like it's in a relatively secluded area. The wind factor is not a factor at this point in time. So the fire department just have to put enough water on this, make sure the water supply is good to put that fire out. And at that point in time, usually the protocol is that after the fire is completely out, the arson team will go in there. Again, this started though as an active shooter situation.
Yes.
So it appears that someone went into the church of the Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, just before 11 o'clock this morning, presumably started shooting. We do know there are casualties, and then somehow the church got on fire. We don't know if there's a relationship at this point in time.
We got first reports of this at about 11:20, 11:25, that we had reports at the Latter-day Saints Church.
Sick, man, sick. All right, so we're just waiting for the press conference. Seems like a mass casualty incident. Multiple people seems like are deceased. The church is on fire. I mean, the aerial view to see this church, it's just crazy to see that. Look at that aerial view. That's just insane. Look at that, yo. What the hell? To target a place where people are just worshiping, praying, a day where people just gather together and like positivity, goodness for God. Just I mean, it's insane, dude. I wonder who the person is. Rammed their truck supposedly in the side of the building. I wonder how they lit this place on fire. I wonder if they lit it or it just started. I'm assuming they lit it on fire. Shot multiple people. And the other thing with the suspect, I'm wondering, was he taken out? Was he killed by somebody, or did he off himself? A lot of times people just off themselves. Crazy.
Is that pretty much true?
Yeah, so that could be something. There is an issue of the chopper going up there. There are a lot of rules for flying, and we got this that there's an airport not too far from there.
So they can't be in the space then?
Yeah, there could be some restrictions going in there. So the chopper can only do what it can do. We know that people do fly drones as well, but there are a lot of restrictions on flying. Even when we go do our stories, we have to get permission not only from the Fox stations, but also from the feds to make sure that we do not interfere with any airports. And it looks like there's an airport not too far from here, so that may be a no-fly zone in this area. I don't know how far this church is from an airport, but if it is, that could present just a little bit of a problem. That's why we're waiting to make sure that we can get some chopper video of the church. As someone, there's some social media saying basically that this was a fire in which the roof was on fire, which is pretty bad. What's that fire? You can see the smoke there, the black smoke going for miles and miles. So my guess is that this church is fully engulfed.
What kind of gun were they using?
That's a term, meaning that this is not. It's going to be a total loss.
Not salvageable.
not salvageable at this point in time. The firefighters can't risk going in there, that's for sure. And then
you mentioned there's probably several hot spots as well.
Well, the hot spots. So it's interesting on the hot spots. That's why the wind factor is a big factor. Hot spots will occur when the fire is out, but because it's such a massive building, fires can start erupting again. That's a pretty common situation. So even though the fire may be out or controlled, hot spots develop, which again make it more difficult. You can't go into a fire even when it's out. And I would suspect that, even tomorrow or this week will be the first time that authorities can probably go in to do their investigation at this point in time. The other thing too is because the extent of the fire, a lot of evidence may have been lost. There may be cameras there. I don't know if they're operable. I kind of doubt it at this point in time. So we may not know other than from witnesses who were in the church. But as far as video evidence, unless there's cell phone video or some other kind of video, which would help in piecing together exactly what happened. Again, this started as a shooting situation inside the church, which then escalated into this massive fire that we are seeing now in Grand Blanc.
Yeah, difficult to know what the order is even of this. Did the shooting occur concurrently with the burning of the church, or did that happen first? Or so we don't know if the two are connected in any way. We're still working to get information on this.
Garbage.
We've got our reporter Ingrid Kelly, who's
host
on the scene. And
what are you looking for? A perfect utopia of a chat? There's 10,000, 11,000 people here. You want somebody to hold your hands in a live chat?
Hoping for a little bit more information.
So we're taking a look there. There are a number of people that are beyond the perimeter that's being set up. I don't know if those are the people that were in the church. We do know that there were some evacuations because the police set up a reunification center. So presumably there were people inside the church. Looks like quite a few, but again, we don't know that until the authorities confirm it. However, those people probably will want to be talked to by the police before us. Because again, this is still a crime scene at this point in time, and the police still have to do an investigation, especially because we do know that there are casualties, there are injuries, the extent of which we just don't know. So there's someone right there, and
but this is not live. This is video from earlier.
That was earlier.
But still, we saw several stretchers like this where people were being taken out. So we don't know if they were injured in association with the fire, or perhaps were they
American, can you hold my hand?
Maybe associated with the shooting. So,
and that's what the authorities will have to gather there. All right, so.
I am going to relinquish this to Robin right now, Robin Murdoch, and Charlie. Hopefully, we'll get some more information as to what's going on.
All right, Lori Pinson, thank you for excellent coverage here, live on the spot during your stream.
This is crazy. Well, the press conference is supposed to be coming now. Hopefully, they start on time. It's 12:44. So we'll start 12:45. Big major incident today on a Sunday. I didn't think I was going to wake up to this. Crazy. Violence, more deaths. Obviously seems targeted, They said that Southport shooting last night was targeted too, the location. Some nut job sat out there in the water for like an hour and then started shooting at people.
Davison Township Police Department, which basically confirmed a lot of the information that we had, where there was a shooter in the Church of the Latter-day Saints. There are casualties. The shooter is down. Don't know exactly what that means, but the police say that there's no danger to authorities. We know that. However, the church is on fire. And it was an extensive fire, a 4-alarm fire. Looks like people right there were evacuated from the church. You can see stretchers taking people away, presumably to the hospitals. Again, we don't know the extent of the injuries or the number. We heard 8, but it could have been, we just don't know yet. Hopefully we'll get that update as soon as possible. We know that they've set up a reunification center near the church, and the police also say they want people to avoid the area. This is video from before. This is not live at this point, but you can see the extent of the smoke, which could be seen seen for miles. We also saw that the police set up a perimeter. That was that yellow tape, but they moved the perimeter back and back. Not unusual in any situation where there was a shooter, and to some extent when there's a fire. The police want to make sure, number one, for safety, and number two, they need that road to get in and out of. Robin Murdoch joins me at this point in time. Good morning, Robin. What do you make of this? We've both been on these scenes together. What's going to happen now?
Well, you know, police are just getting to the scene, trying to figure out exactly what is going on. And this is pretty interesting, Charlie, because as you know, we just went through training at our station earlier this week, having to do with a situation about how you react in a mass shooting. And so we know from the training that we went through, the first thing that police are going to do when they get to a scene is immediately try and make sure that the gunman or suspect that may be responsible for the shooting, they need to get eyes on this person because they want to try and, you know, alleviate the threat. So we do know that the suspect in this case is down. The shooter is down.
What do you make of that shooter's down? Because I can't figure out. Does that mean that he is in custody, or does that mean that he is deceased? Is that, I don't know.
He's dead.
When
That's
they
what that
talk
means.
about a shooter being down,
It's not a
Charlie,
mystery.
It indicates that perhaps, you know, somebody has been hit by gunfire. You know, the condition is unclear, but usually that is the indication that somebody has been shot when they say that a shooter is down or somebody is in down. You know, we do, obviously we've got crews out at that scene right now. They're doing the best that they can to gather information as it does become available. You know, just like investigators are trying to figure out exactly what is happening. And so one of our photographers out there was able to interview a victim or a resident from that area. So let's take a listen what that resident had to say. Okay, so we're having a little bit of issue getting that information on air. Before I sat in this chair, though, I did listen to what that gentleman had to say. And he was talking about how he was actually driving away from the shooting, and the suspect fired at his vehicle.
Wow.
He said that his number one priority was making sure that his wife was okay, and thankfully his child was in another vehicle. So
by the way, I think they pushed the pressure back to 1 p.m. I'm watching a live stream that's supposed to start. They pushed it. The stream was rescheduled to 1 p.m. So we're just hanging on.
From the gunfire. So we're going to try and get that to you as soon as we can. Charlie, I do want to mention, though, that a number of people are starting to speak out on X. Attorney General Pam Bondi, she actually said on X a short time ago that such violence at a place of worship is heartbreaking and chilling, and that she, of course, is praying for the victims and their families. The director of the FBI also going on X right now saying violence is a place of worship is a cowardly and criminal act. Our prayers are with the victims as well as their families during this tragedy. So, you know, a lot of people starting to react, word starting to get out all across the country, not just here in Michigan. A lot of people are paying attention to this. We do know that there's a number of investigators, state, federal, local investigators are all working on this. So it really is all hands on deck. We're going to try and bring you that interview with that gentleman who was racing away from the scene when his vehicle was shot by the suspect. Take a listen.
On the phone with him when the shooter came out the door, and then that's when I just put pedal to the metal to try to get out, and that's when he started shooting at our vehicle, and that's what you saw there.
And tell me what led up, like what did you see leading up to your windshield kind of exploding or the bullet going through?
Church had started at 10 o'clock. We had our opening congregational hymn. We were getting ready to take the sacrament, and we heard just a loud bang. And then we saw that the front wall, so the front part of the chapel, the wall was cracked. And so we at first figured somebody accidentally had done something. So we started rushing out to go help. And then as soon as I saw the American flags on the truck, and that it was on purpose, and somebody yelled that it was on purpose, we were actually on the phone with him when the shooter came out the door.
And that again was a man who was at the church when the shooting broke out this morning. Again, we're awaiting a press conference in which we're hoping to get a lot more details about exactly what happened this morning. At this point, I can tell you, and I know a bunch of reporters at the station started getting texts from our sources and calls from our sources around 11 o'clock this morning. And that is when that gunfire broke out at the Church of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township. Again, we do know that multiple victims were shot. We're still waiting to hear an exact number, still waiting to hear exact conditions. We do know that the suspect is down. Exactly what that means, we're still trying to figure that out at this point. Still trying to figure out whether the suspect is just in custody, whether he has actually been injured. So hopefully we'll get some clarity on that during that press conference. And we do know that the church is on fire right now. Police are currently dealing with that. And the sheriff of Genesee County not too long ago, he went to Facebook. He's really good about updating the public. He did go to Facebook, letting them know exactly what is going on. And the sheriff of Genesee County, Chris Swanson, describing this as a very dynamic scene with lots of people involved in this. He said multiple police agencies are involved. They're obviously dealing with a shooting, a fire, just a lot happening all at once. And he said that this is the type of thing that we train for, all of this happening all at once. And as I mentioned, this is something that we went through training at our station earlier this week to know exactly what we're supposed to do in a situation like this. So it'll be interesting to hear the reaction from the people who were there, the churchgoers who were there when all of this was happening, what they did the moment that they heard that gunfire that was going on all around them. Again, we are waiting for a press conference to happen here shortly. We'll be able to get a lot more information. We do have multiple crews out on that scene trying to bring you the very latest as to what is happening with this situation happening in Genesee County right now. Genesee, the Grand Blanc Township is exactly where this is, at the McCandless Church. I'm going to send it over to Charlie. He's got some new information, I believe, that he's going to share with us.
Yeah, I've got Ingrid Kelly on the line right now. Ingrid, I know she's getting ready because that press conference is starting, but Ingrid, what can you tell us from the scene right now?
You know what? The scene is very...
I don't have two audios on. It's this one broadcast that they're playing two audios at the same time. So they're playing audio from like live on the scene, plus they're narrating over it. And so it's making this, it sounds like it's like two different things, but it is two different things, but it's all on one audio feed. All right, let me see what kind of updates we have. Waiting about 5 more minutes for an update. This is just horrendous. You know, it does seem like we're swinging towards more violence. I almost think these people are more emboldened. Seeing these other acts of violence, they're kind of emboldened to go out and do their plans too. Crazy, man, crazy. Is that live too? Is this thing still on fire?
Actually, emergency crews told us that we had to get back. Then we were able to speak to Jay Rendon from the Davison Township Police Department. And what he said, he was at home. Like most people today, they were gearing up for this Lions game. And then that's when they got the call that this was going on. He did tell us, he confirmed that the shooter is down. We do know that there are a number of victims. We're waiting to hear more about their status and what's going on. We're going to get that from police at this press conference.
Ingrid,
but again, it's just...
Ingrid, can I interrupt you for a moment? When you say the shooter is down, does that mean he's killed?
God, this guy's still trying to figure it out,
or he's
bro.
in custody? Or what does that mean?
Exactly. I'm waiting for clarification on that too. Jay Rendon from the Davidson Township Police Department made it clear that he could not say a lot. He's not a part of the investigative agency. He's one of the responding units, and it's not their scene. But he did say that it's down, and because the shooter or the suspect is down, basically there's not a threat right now. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Is this a Grand Blanc investigation? Is this the lead? Is that where this is at, this church?
For now. I know Jay Rendon thought perhaps maybe Michigan State Police might end up taking this over.
Yeah, we're seeing a Michigan State Police car on. This is a recorded video that we have earlier. The other thing is, as far as casualties, did he give you any indication of the extent of the casualties? How hurt are the people?
Exactly. I'm waiting. I hope to have more details. We're going to take this press conference live. People at the scene, there were a number of people, but they were all busy and they would not provide a lot of details. I do believe that one of my colleagues did get an interview with one of the victims. So we're hoping to learn more at this press conference, official information from police.
And at this point in time, how close did you get to the actual church that's on fire? You described it, but it looks like you were
close.
Yeah.
I got pretty close at one point, close enough that actually the air and the quality of the air was impacting me just because of all the smoke. So police, they wanted us to get back, obviously, for our safety, but also too, at one point I started to see people just being brought out on stretchers.
Do you know if there's only one road to get to this church? I don't know how rural this church is, but it looks like they're keeping that one road.
It looked like there was only one road. I believe that's Holly Road that was leading up to this church. And again, with all of that smoke, I'm wondering what's left of the church.
Right.
But again, I hope to get some answers here at this press conference in about 3 minutes.
You go anytime you have to go. But does it look like the church was in service at the time the shooter was in the church?
Absolutely. It has to. I mean, it looks like it was, only because of the number of parishioners that were out and coming from the church that were on the ground when we first arrived. It looked like that service, it might have been church time, a service time for this particular Church of Latter-day Saints.
Where's the press conference?
We're at the Grand Blanc Police Department.
All right. Ingrid Kelly, I will let you go. Thank you so much for that on-the-scene report. Ingrid Kelly on the scene, giving us really firsthand information about what's happening. And we are getting word that the press conference will start in a matter of moments, and we'll talk to you afterwards. Ingrid Kelly, thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
And right now, Charlie, this is a live look at the police department where this press conference is going to be happening at any moment. You can see the podium right there empty. We're just waiting for one of the investigators to walk up to the podium and answer all these questions. There are just so many questions right now about what is going on concerning the shooting. Now, from the interview that we had from the gentleman who was shot trying to get away from the scene, whose vehicle was shot trying to get away from the scene, it does sound like everything started to happen when he was inside. It sounded like the sermon was in process, and shortly after that is when gunfire just started to happen.
Robin, it looks like we're gonna take this live. This is the press conference here. We'll get more information and we'll come back afterwards. Let's listen in right now.
Make sure that everybody's ready. So, everybody ready? Okay. Hi, I'm Grand Blanc Township Police Chief William Rennie. That's R-E-N-Y-E. Here to give you some preliminary details on an incident that happened earlier today at 10:25 a.m. within Grand Blanc Township. First off, I'd like to say our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this incident, which is completely unnecessary and avoidable. The incident that we're going to talk about here today, as I said, was happening at 10:25 a.m. at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is located at 4285 McCandless Road. During this incident, what we know right now is that a 40-year-old suspect from Burton, he's a male, he drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. 10 gunshot victims have been transported to local hospitals at this time, including one who has been deceased. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grand Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect. We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Grand Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. So where we go from here is we have investigators. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We had the FBI, you know, they're devoting 100 agents to this area because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have to obtain. So I'd like to thank all the agencies who responded, the City of Grand Blanc, Genesee County, Oakland County Sheriff's Office, Flint Township Police Department, the DNR, the State Police, and the ATF. I will provide additional information for you at 5 p.m., but I am willing to take any questions that you have that I could possibly answer right now.
Chief, can you talk about the kind of the progress of events? Did the suspect set the fire, then get back inside of his vehicle and then ran the front door, or did it all happen at the same time?
So from what I understand, and again, this is just a preliminary investigation right now, from what I have been briefed on, is that he rammed the vehicle through the front door, exited, then started firing shots. We are still trying to determine exactly when and where that fire ended up coming from and how it got started. So we believe it was deliberately set, though, by the suspect.
Were they in an active service when this happened?
Yes, the service was active. There was hundreds of people within the church.
Are you sure it's only one suspect at this point, or is it possible other people helped setting the fire, what have you?
Yes, it is one suspect that we know of at this point. We do not believe that there's a threat to the public. We believe that we have the guy who did this. Sir.
Could you comment at all on the severity of the injuries at this time?
We have a couple in critical condition. Like I said, one is deceased. The rest of them are in stable condition.
So a couple, maybe three or two, I'm sorry?
One deceased. The suspect is deceased as well. And then multiple victims are in critical condition. We do believe that we will find some additional victims once we find the area where the fire was.
Any word on the weapon yet?
An assault rifle.
So, as far as ammunition, did he have a lot of ammunition?
That I don't know of yet, and I could get you later.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Was the suspect known to authorities, and did he have any connection to anyone who was in that church?
Right now, we don't have any of that information, but I'm confident that our investigators, along with the FBI, we're going to end up uncovering all that information and provide that at a later time for you.
Chief, to clarify, you said there may be additional victims like inside the church? Or?
Yes, where the fire was. So, and the reason why we can't confirm that just yet is because it was a large fire, and we do believe that there was people up there that were near that fire, and they were unable to get out of the church. Wow. So we do believe that we will find additional victims once we're able to search that, once there's no signs of a fire reigniting.
So do you believe then that the victims that are still there, they succumbed to fire injuries or gunshots, or you're not sure yet?
That I'm not sure, but I could provide all that information hopefully at 5 p.m.
The shots were fired.
Shots were fired, yes.
And he had no idea how many, though, at this point.
No idea how many at this time. Yeah.
Can you
Sure.
describe the church? Is there like a worship area and then like a gathering space or something like that? I mean, can you...
That I have not been in, so I can't tell you the layout.
Chief, can you kind of describe the process of how things change for tactical response when there's an active fire? Every training I've seen, it's always been a building that has not been on fire. So how do you then deal with an active shooter when you have that situation happening as well?
Well, we are here at Grand Blanc Township, and there's a lot of agencies within the state of Michigan. We are specifically trained to go right to the threat in an active shooter situation. And I'm proud of my guys and the DNR who responded to this scene, who immediately took that suspect out, so there was no additional victims. So it was a great job by our staff. Okay.
So I understand it was a law enforcement officer that neutralized the suspect?
Yes, there was 2 law enforcement officers involved. I will be back here at 5 p.m. to give you additional information and hopefully answer some of the questions that you guys went over here today. So, okay. Supervisor Bennett.
I could just go sit in here. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Well, Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor. Scott, S-C-O-T-T, Bennett, B-E-N-N-E-T-T. First, let me say we are heartbroken. This kind of violence doesn't happen in our community, and we are heartbroken that it came to Grand Blanc Township. And we're going to do everything we can to support the families, the victims, and our community getting through this situation. And it's something that no community ever wants to have. And we're going to do our best to do everything we can. We appreciate the outpouring of support from our elected leaders from both national and state in offering their assistance, and we probably will take them up on their offers. So we appreciate that very much, and we appreciate the community reaching out to us also. So the details are yet to come, as Chief Rennie has said, and we'll wait for a little bit later today when we have the rest of the situation assessed. But it may take a little while to do that. But thank you for all the support, and I'm sure that the families and the victims are going to need that. It's a tragedy that nobody wants to encounter. Thank you.
Chief, before you step out, can you go over the process for family members, where you want them to go, who they should call to get more information and reunification?
Yeah, so those family members, they are in a secure area right now. They have been taken over to Trillium, so that's where the FBI will interview them and then release them from there. So
I mean, in terms of anybody who might be at home who was not there, who wants to check in to see if their loved one is okay, is there a number or a place that you want them to go?
yes, you could call the Grand Blanc Township Police Department, 810-424-2611. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, so a lot of information there from the police chief, William Renwy, I believe his name is, but what we know so far, one victim dead.
One victim
There's 10 victims, one dead. The suspected shooter also dead, a 40-year-old man from Burton. There may be other victims as the shooter around 10:25 apparently drove his car into the Church of the Latter-day Saints and started shooting. A number of people, hundreds of people were in the service at this time.
That's crazy. Yeah, so gunman rammed vehicle into the church, exited the vehicle and fired several rounds. Gunman shot dead by responding officers. And the suspect is a 40-year-old male. And at least 10 people shot, one killed. There may be more victims. So, yeah, crazy, really sad, tragic. Prayers and condolences to the families. They're saying that they may find additional victims inside the burning building. So a horrible thing. I guess we'll see what happens with the suspect. The name, I'm sure the name will probably come out at some point, whether in a little bit or later on today. And what was the person's motivations? Or was it all just mental illness? All right, I'm going to jump off for now, guys, because I have some things I got to do. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. Crazy situation. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much. Peace. Bloop, 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 bloop.